Before we start, a quick note to remind you that On the Move podcast episodes are designed to improve balance and confidence in your ability to move. Only do what feels comfortable and stop if anything doesn't feel right. For more information, head to parkinsons.org.uk. Hello, you're listening to On the Move, a guided movement podcast from Parkinson's UK. I'm Sonia, and this is around 20 minutes with the option of using equipment. However, you can do all the exercises without these items as well. Go with what feels right. The first piece of equipment you can use is what we call a soft ball. They can be purchased from sports shops and online. Alternatively, you could use a cushion or even a small bath towel rolled up. The second piece of equipment is a long band, a long what we call resistance band, so quite stretchy, roughly 1 metre in length. Again, these can be purchased, but if you would prefer to use homemade band, then a pair of tights or a long towel could be used in place of those. But if you do have a pair of tights, they work very well as an alternative. And the third piece of equipment are dumbbells, or I've got weighted balls. You don't need heavy weights. The ones that I'm using today are 1/2 kilo. I would suggest no more than 1 kilo. And as a household alternative, you could just use some tins, or you could even use small bottles of water filled with water, or even some sand. Let's get going with today's class, which is full body. So I'd like you to hold the long band roughly shoulder width apart. And for this, you can sit down or you could stand up. So whether you're seated or standing, feet are about hip width apart, feet in parallel position. Let's think about our posture from our head through to our heels. So nice and tall, keeping the chin slightly tucked in. Relax your shoulders, long spine. Move your pelvis into a comfortable position so your hip bones are facing forwards and your tailbone is lengthened at the base of the spine. The knees are soft, we have that soft lock, that's perfect, so your body feels comfortable and in a good alignment. So I'd like you now just to lift the band halfway, so arms nice and straight, we're lifting the band up to the shoulders with light resistance, and down we go. Back to the thighs, good work, and again lifting the band, maintaining that same amount of tension, and down. So if you're using a long towel, of course you haven't got that flexibility, but long towels are perfect. Just keeping your hands roughly shoulder width or maybe a little bit wider. That's good, and lifting and lowering. See how it feels if you're able to lift your arms higher. You could even try and take your arms above your head so the band or towel is over the head and all the way down. That's excellent. Let's do a few more of these. Keeping that control, smooth, steady movements. No need to hurry with these exercises. As you lift your arms, you'll feel tension around the back of the shoulders. You're lengthening the sides of the body. And of course, we're improving mobility around our shoulders. Let's do one more of these. Arms lifting and lowering. Now I'd like you to lift your arms so they're roughly shoulder width and shoulder height. Good, so our arms are extended out in front of us, and we're going to rotate to the right, turning our head, shoulders, upper middle, chest and back as one. Good, let's go to the other side and keep that steady flow. Just twisting side to side. We'll all have different ranges of movement, so please listen to your body and only go as far as feels comfortable for you. Good. Try to turn your head, shoulders, chest, back. Well done at the same time, and keep our legs and our hips still and stable. We'll do a couple more of these. It's a lovely exercise to keep our back mobile. Good. and return back to the center. Just relax the arms, give those shoulders a little roll, releasing any tension. Well done. Well, the next exercise is going to help strengthen the upper middle back and the backs of the shoulders. So again, you can use a band if you wish to. Towels probably wouldn't work for this one because we need the bands to be stretchy. So a pair of tights, and if you don't have those to hand, then we'll do this exercise without equipment. I'd like you to lift your arms up so your arms are shoulder width apart. Well done. And if you're holding a band, we'll start with some tension in that band, light tension. Good. Back of the hand facing the ceiling, and then open your arms as far as you can, drawing your shoulder blades together. Good. And slowly release. Well done. We'll keep tension in the band if you do have access to that. Open the arms and close. So a nice simple exercise where we're just opening and closing our arms, increasing tension around the backs of the shoulders in the middle upper back. Perfect. While you're doing this exercise, think about your head. Let's keep the head balanced on the shoulders. The neck stays long and the chin is slightly tucked in. And again, you could do these exercises seated or standing. Good. Open up those arms, gently draw the shoulder blades in, increasing tension through the middle upper back, around the backs of the shoulders. Let's do one more. Very good work. It's slowly close. Well done. And relax. Let's relax those arms once again. Roll the shoulders. And if you do have the band or a pair of tights, we'll do one more exercise. And again, if you don't, just do the movements. You don't need to hold equipment. So we'll take the band around the back this time. So take the band around the lower rib cage. Good. And we're going to bend the elbows into what I call the W position. So your elbows are out to the sides. Your elbows are just below your shoulders. So your forearms are in a vertical position. Your fingers are facing the ceiling. Well done. We're going to call this our pec deck. We're going to close the arms in front of the shoulders and open them up. Draw your arms together in front of the shoulders and open up. This time you're going to feel the tension in the front of the body. You'll feel this in the fronts of your shoulders and in your chest muscles. If you were to look in a mirror, if you could see yourself, you would notice that your arms are like a W position. Your fingers are facing up. Your elbows are just below your shoulders. Good. So when you open your arms, we're in that W position. Well done. And then we close the arms in front of the shoulders. Good. That's it. Looking straight ahead. Keeping your head nicely balanced. Well done. Your breathing is steady. You could breathe out as you draw your arms together and breathe in as you open, but focus more on the movement and just keep your breath flowing. Good work. Shoulders relaxed. Just checking the shoulders haven't decided to lift up towards the ears. Let's keep them down. Let's keep the neck long. One more repetition and rest. Well done. Band can go down now. We'll pop that safely out of the way. Roll the shoulders around, releasing the tension. Good. Drop the chin forward a little bit and let's roll the shoulders in the other direction. Good. And we'll have a little stretch as we open the arms out to the side, as wide and as far apart as we can. Well done. And bring those in. Very good. Now the next piece of equipment, if you do have one, is a soft ball. If you don't have the soft ball, then you could use a cushion. I'd like you to stand with the soft ball in front of your chest, in front of your breastbone, keeping your elbows down by the sides of the body. And we're going to squeeze the soft ball or squeeze the cushion. That's it, some tension on the ball, on the cushion or the towel, and you're going to feel your arms strengthening and your shoulders as you squeeze and release. Good work. Press and release. It's a great exercise to strengthen the arms, fronts of the shoulders, and a little bit of chest strength work as well. Good. The lovely thing about holding the ball is Your fingers can mould around it. It's a very comfortable piece of equipment to hold on to. So great for our hands. As you squeeze the ball, you could move your fingers and mobilise your fingers as well. Let's do a couple more. Well done. That's excellent. These small movements of your fingers and hands will really help everyday activities, like taking the top off a bottle or a lid off a jar that might be a little bit tight. If we can keep our hands and fingers conditioned, this is definitely going to help us with everyday movements. Now I'd like you to squeeze the ball and push your arms out in front of you, just pressing and pull in. Good work. So I'd like you to push the ball away from you and draw the ball back in. Again, if you're holding a cushion or a rolled up towel, you can do exactly the same thing. Just give that a little squeeze and then straighten and bend the arms. Good. As you move the ball out, you'll feel lots of different muscles being involved from your hands, your arms, your shoulders, and your core muscles as well. In fact, we'll work the core a little bit more. As you move your arms in front, I'd like you to stand on your right foot, stand on your right leg. So just lifting your left foot off the floor. If you do feel really wobbly, keep the ball of the foot on the ground and just lift the heel. And let's do 2 stretches of pushing the ball out in front and balancing. Bring that ball back in again. Try and keep the foot off the floor, your heel off the ground. One more time. Well done. And then we'll switch legs. Good. Balancing on the other leg. If you're able just to lift your foot off the floor as you straighten and bend your arms, that would be great. If not, please keep the ball of the foot on the floor. You are still balancing and working those core muscles as well as your upper body. Good. Well done. And please rest. Good. We're going to place the ball between our knees now. It's the ball or cushion between the knees. And again, if you do not have these items to hand, just do the movements without. You'll still benefit from the movement. We're going to push our bottom back into a little squat. So the ball between the knees, just push your bottom backwards. That's it, into a little squat, and let's stand ourselves up. Good. Hips moving back behind our heels. Well done. Now you can either clasp your hands together in front of your breastbone, or you can rest your arms just down by your side. Good. You can place your hands on your hips, or you could move your arms with your hips. As your hips move back, your arms lift up in front of you, parallel to the floor. Good. And up we go. So you've got a few arm options there, but concentrating now on the lower body, keeping that ball between the knees. So a little squeeze on that ball as you push your bottom backwards. Well done. Try and keep your heels on the ground, standing up, pressing your heels into the floor, and then coming up into that lovely soft lock. Let's do a couple more of these. Well done. And our last one, as we sit back, knees in line with toes, give that ball a little squeeze, and up we come. Excellent work. Let's now remove the ball from between our knees. We'll pop that down to the side. And again, you can sit or stand for the next exercise. And we're going to use some light dumbbells, or I'm using the weighted balls. Mine are 1/2 kilo. And we're going to work our arms, strengthen our biceps. Starting with the arms down by the sides of the body. Relax your shoulders and keep the chest lifted and open. We'll bend the elbows, bringing the weights up to the fronts of the shoulders. Well done. And back down by the side of the body. Good. As you lift the hands up towards your shoulders, you're going to feel the front muscles, the upper muscles in your arms working hard. Good. Lifting and lowering. Good. Don't feel tempted to increase the weight. This is about our technique, our form, and just generally conditioning the muscles with a little bit of extra help if you have them. Good. The key with these workouts is listen to your body and do what feels right and comfortable for you. All the way up. We'll just add a little bit of a balance element to this one as well, as we did with the soft ball. So as you lift and lower the arms, let's try and balance on our right leg, lifting our left foot just above the floor. Good. But if you feel really wobbly, keep the ball of the foot on the floor, the heel can lift. That's it. Maybe just your big toe on the floor. Well done. Let's do one more. And switch legs. Over we go to the other side. Just lifting the foot or coming onto the ball of the foot, big toe. Good. That's it. Keeping your spine lovely and long. Working those core muscles. Feeling your abdominals kicking in. Let's do one more bicep curl. Well done. And rest. And again, just shake out the legs a little bit. Roll those shoulders around. So we're now going to move on to the backs of the arms. We've just worked the biceps. We're going to work the opposite muscle group now. So let's get ourselves into our setup position. If you're standing, I'd like you to bend your knees. Your knees are forwards over your ankles, aligning with your toes. And then I'd like you to bend at your hips. So you're leaning forwards. Good work. Your shoulders will be over your hips. Your hips are just back a little way. Your neck is long. Your arms are tucked into the side of the body. And then I'd like you to lift your elbows back a little bit and then straighten your arms. Well done. It looks a little bit like a ski jump position. So imagine that you are now going down that hill, ready to jump off the ski jump. So your arms are back. And then bend your elbows. Well done. Let's see if we can keep that ski jump position and just straighten our arms. So the only part of the body that we're moving now is the arms. The forearms are straightening and bending. Good work. So holding that lovely ski jump position, try not to move out of that. Your knees are bent and forwards and your hips are bent. Your spine is long. Your shoulders are over your hips. And if you're sitting down, it's the same position. You're just leaning forwards from your hips, but try not to round your back. Try to look about 2 meters in front of your feet. So you're not looking at your feet, you're looking forwards of your feet. That is good. And you're bending and then straightening the arms. Good. The elbows are softly locking. Just check we're not snapping our elbows as we straighten, but feeling the muscles in the upper back arm feeling a little bit tighter and more toned. Well done. Good. For our next exercise, we're going to combine some lower body and upper body movements together. So for this exercise, I'd like you to take your feet nice and wide. Good. So a good hip width apart. And we're going to turn them out to about 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock or 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever feels comfortable. Just relax your arms down in front of you for now, just keeping your collarbones wide. And I'd like you to bend your knees and slide your knees out. So they're moving out over the middle of your feet. Good work. And then slowly straighten back up. Let's do that again. So we're just bending our knees. Our hips are lowering. Our knees are in line with the middle of our feet. And up we come. If you need to adjust your feet, if you need to adjust your base, do feel free to open up your feet a little bit further if that is necessary for you. So bend your knees, lower your hips, and up we come. Good. Now let's add an upper body exercise as well. So this will strengthen arms and shoulders and a little bit of upper back as well. We'll start with the arms in front of the body, down by our hips. So lower the arms. Good. And we're going to bend the elbows, moving the elbows out to the sides and bringing our hands up the front of the body. Good work. Imagine you're zipping up from your hips all the way up to the top of your chest and all the way back down. Excellent. So think about zipping up your elbows, opening out to the sides, and down we go. Stabilize the shoulders. Check the shoulders are not lifting up towards the ears. And keep your elbows a little bit higher than your hands during the lifting and the lowering stages of the repetition. Now we're going to add legs. So as we lift the arms, as we zip up, I'd like you to bend your knees next time. Well done. So let's just pause for a moment and set up. Shoulders relaxed and down, open up the collarbones. And now bend your knees and zip those hands up the front of the body. And straighten your legs and lengthen your arms. Well done. So we zip up, bend our knees, keeping our heels on the floor, and lower down. Good. Looking straight ahead, look towards your horizon to keep the back of the neck long, the head balanced on our shoulders. That's it. And maintain your lovely long neutral spine, keeping the spine naturally aligned. Let's do 2 more of these. A great exercise to strengthen the large muscles in the lower body and to strengthen arms, shoulders, and a little bit of upper back as well. 1 more repetition. Well done. And rest. Great work. So, just to summarize this session, we have strengthened our chest, back, shoulders, arms, the midsection, and our hips and our leg muscles. Well done. We'll have a little stretch, pop the equipment down onto the floor or onto a safe space. Make sure that you cannot trip over any pieces of equipment on the floor. Take a lovely breath in, lift your arms all the way up to the ceiling. And as we breathe out, lower the arms down. I'd like you to tuck your chin to the top of the chest and very slowly peel down. And of course, this can be done from a seated position as well. Imagine that you're rolling away from a wall. Your spine is like a chain, and we're moving through each link of the chain, going down as far as feels comfortable for you. Pause for a moment. Relax your head, shoulders, your arms. Gently shake your head, very gentle little shake. Good, and then relax. Let's now stack up, and if you'd like to use your hands to help you, just walk your hands along your legs or leave your hands underneath your shoulders as we stack the bones one over the other to our standing position. Well done. That was an excellent session, and thank you for joining us on the move.